What's up, guys? I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Today, we have a beautiful start to a new week. A lot happened over the last couple of days that we are trying to keep up to speed with. In this video, we'll look at that and a whole lot more. But before we proceed, as we can see on CoinMarketCap.com, the price of XRP today is at 0.9706 and has been up by 4.64% over the last 24 hours. XRP faced a huge dump a couple of days ago, but as we can see, it seems like we are in the recovery phase. With that in mind, let's roll that beautiful intro and get into all the juicy details of today's video. As always, welcome back to MoneySide, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP fam. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. Now, getting back to today's video, we can all agree this lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC has enraged many XRP investors over the last couple of months. As we all know, the price of XRP has been in the red zone, especially for the last 2 weeks. The price has continued to fall even further since then, and until there is substantial buying pressure, Ripple XRP is unlikely to see any bigger aspirations. The recent surge in XRP price, owing to the Coinbase speculation, propelled it past many barriers. However, the thrill wore off very fast, especially with all that has been going on. That's why many parties in the crypto world have been putting pressure on the SEC to provide crypto clarity once and for all. To rev those engines, we can see that Ripple has partnered with the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan to pilot CBDC using a private blockchain. As we can see in this tweet, Ripple helping Bhutan's Royal Monetary Authority, RMA, with a CBDC project. Building atop its current payments infrastructure, the RMA will pilot retail, cross-border, and wholesale payment use cases for a digital Ngultrum in phases using Ripple's sustainable blockchain technology. Doing so will help accelerate its mission to increase financial inclusion in Bhutan to 85% by 2023. Our collaboration with Ripple is a testament to the potential of CBDCs to provide an alternative and sustainable digital payment instrument in Bhutan, said Yangchan Shogel, Deputy Governor of the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan. Ripple's groundbreaking technology will allow for the experimentation of a CBDC with our existing payments infrastructure, while ensuring efficient and cost-effective cross-border transfers. The RMA's commitment to developing a secure and robust payments system has cemented it as a leader in financial innovation. In 2019, the central bank launched the Global Interchange for Financial Transactions gift system, enabling the electronic transfer of large value and bulk payments. It also complements the government's Electronic Public Expenditure Management System, EPAMS, to streamline transactions between the government and banking systems. In addition, Bhutan shares Ripple's commitment to sustainability as the only carbon-negative country in the world. The CBDC private ledger, based on the public open-source XRP ledger, is carbon neutral and 120,000 times more efficient than proof-of-work blockchains. Once more, the CBDC private ledger provides central banks, like RMA, the security, control, and flexibility needed to deploy a CBDC strategy without compromising its financial stability and monetary policy objectives. We couldn't be more thrilled to partner with the RMA on its CBDC agenda and foster our shared values in creating a more sustainable, accessible, and financially inclusive reality, said James Wallace, VP of Central Bank Engagements at Ripple. In addition to providing the full life cycle of CBDC requirements, Ripple's solution offers central banks the superior functionality and interoperability needed to implement global cross-border CBDC payments. With Ripple's CBDC private ledger, central banks will be able to access a network of CBDC ledgers that enables full settlement interoperability while ensuring monetary and technological independence. Now we have this tweet from Yoshitaka Kiata that says, check out this article. Ripple XRP will redefine online payments. Former Goldman Sachs expert. Goldman Sachs expert Andrew Lochanoff believes that the Ripple XRP is likely to take precedence as the public coin as soon as the Ripple Foundation is able to resolve its issues with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. As we can see from that article posted on Blockchain Reporter, Lochanoff has worked with cryptocurrency for a number of years, having roles with Goldman Sachs, AIG Bank, and other major financial companies. The analyst was quite forthright in his assessment of Ripple's XRP token. Ripple is going to change the way people pay for things online. And once the SEC litigation against Ripple XRP is completed, I believe this company will likely IPO and go public. Andrew Lochanoff. The main benefits of implementing the Ripple protocol are speed and lower risk, according to Lochanoff. Ripple XRP is a cost-effective and time-consuming alternative to SWIFT. SWIFT is a 50-year-old interbank settlement system that regulates the flow of money across borders, he explains. The distribution of fiat cash from one country to another via SWIFT takes roughly 3 to 5 days. High transfer fees are also required. To transfer values from one country to another, Ripple's XRP takes about 5 seconds. He says that Ripple employs the Ripple protocol and can provide a far faster and less expensive interbank payment infrastructure. It will help financial institutions and enterprises to move money around the world quickly and efficiently. RippleNet is a blockchain-based infrastructure that allows banks and other financial organizations to transmit money across borders. Think blockchain meets SWIFT. Ripple is also supported by SBI Holdings, a Japanese financial services conglomerate, Santander, a Spanish bank, and prominent venture capital firms. Andreessen Horowitz, Lightspeed, and Pierre Thiel's Founders Fund are among them. Andrew Lochanoth is a writer. The specialist is projecting far into the future in the event that the SWIFT banking protocol meets its counterpart in the form of blockchains and Ripple. In this situation is a unique position since it is a sandwich between the cryptocurrency and fiat worlds. As a bridge, its primary goal is to maximize the power of the network by generating as many transactions as feasible. Ripple's unique selling point in this case was cross-border payments. In countries where a single payment of $2,000 takes days to reach the rightful owner of the funds, for some time, Ripple XRP has enjoyed this unique selling point. Lochanoth believes that the future of banking is headed in the same direction as Ripple has set as its brand standards and preparation for the new era of the banking and financial institution world. This unique selling point has enabled Ripple's XRP coin to sit in the front line of the cryptocurrency world. On this, we have Senator Pat Toomey, who presented Gary Gensler, the SEC chairman, with a list of questions about crypto regulation in a letter. The whole point was to request that the SEC provide greater clarity on its approach to digital assets. In that, Toomey said that the SEC has brought enforcement actions against issuers of digital assets for failing to register with the agency as a public issuer of securities, but has failed to identify the securities involved or the rationale for their status as securities, which would have provided much-needed public regulatory clarity. The senator requested that Gensler elaborates on why he believes stablecoins, or cryptocurrencies designed to maintain their value relative to the U.S. dollar DXY, could possibly be considered securities under U.S. law, and therefore under the authority of the SEC, as Gensler had stated in a hearing earlier this month. Even with all that, we have seen a couple of exchanges that have been happy to relist XRP. Moving forward, we have this tweet from Isabella Aria 11 that says, SBI Holdings to launch Japan's first crypto fund that will invest in XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether. She further posts a link to an article posted on U.Today, and as we can see that the SBI Holdings will launch Japan's first cryptocurrency fund by the end of November. According to a report by Bloomberg, the Japanese financial conglomerate SBI Holdings is reportedly planning to set up one of the first funds in the country that would grant crypto exposure to its investors. SBI aims to create a crypto fund that will offer citizens the opportunity to invest in Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP, and others by the end of November. Japan clearly is on its way to becoming a crypto-friendly nation. Director and Senior Managing Executive Officer at SBI, Tomoya Asakura, said that investors might be required to deposit a minimum of 1 to 3 million yen, roughly $9,000 to $27,000, which could see the fund growing to several $100 million. He said, I want people to hold crypto together with other assets and experience firsthand how useful it can be for diversifying portfolios. He further stated that SBI would consider launching a second crypto fund, depending on the success of the first. Currently, the country's Financial Services Agency, FSA, does not allow companies to operate crypto investment trusts. It goes without saying that the current regulatory framework has been making it rather tough for crypto exchanges to operate. However, digital asset trading is beginning to grow in Japan, despite a strict regulatory approach to crypto businesses. Ripple, has been struggling with the SEC lawsuit for months now. The good thing is that Ripple's legal team feels like they have a stronger case, and therefore they have uncovered that they are not considering a settlement. If the Ripple Labs team indeed wins this case, there will be a huge price breakout in XRP. With that in mind, let's take a look at the charts. On the bigger picture, XRP is looking very bullish. Even if we would drop to 70 cents and retest the trend line, it is still so bullish. We are creating a tight range under major resistance. Once this blue range is broken, XRP will be unstoppable. The question is, when will this happen? Probably we will get some positive news from Brad Garlinghouse or something. New all-time highs are nearer than you think. The volume is decreasing, which means that a big explosive move is coming. You'd be mad to think XRP wasn't going to break all-time high on fundamentals and use cases alone. I can't wait a lifetime. And also keep in mind that once that happens, I think XRP can drop as fast as well. If you look at history, we saw a month or so a giant rally, and then we gave it back. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to click on the subscribe button below. Turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.